Hello everyone. Flaming row, tears, and tantrums. Meghan goes nuclear over this latest, so Meghan's tears fall, and the game is over. The happy ending that everyone wishes for is just the fate of the male and female leads is a bit bumpy. It's okay, as long as we are satisfied, right? Now let me clarify. Do you guys not realize that it is something that happens to each and every one of us? Naturally, you make a mistake with the lady, and then all of a sudden, things start to get a little bit more complicated. And if you feel Meghan is pitiful and does not deserve it, comment number 2. However, the incidents, especially the wardrobe malfunction, are truly unsympathetic. She has been criticized and reminded a lot, but she does not listen to anyone. Her stubbornness and ignorance will destroy her life sooner or later. It is only a matter of time, as you can probably understand. However, this was not the image that she desired to project. She couldn't understand why he didn't bring it to her attention, possibly even by moving in front of her, offering her a jacket, or asking for a comfort break, as these things are called. This is according to the person who is working very closely with her at the time. To put it another way, let's just say that, shall we, if you are curious about the reasons why Harry has maintained a somewhat glum appearance throughout the remainder of the trip, then you will be able to comprehend the specific reasons why this situation has been so disastrous. Regardless of the circumstances, Meghan's life has not turned out very well. Naturally, this was supposed to be the fashionista's triumphant comeback to the world. These kinds of terrible stains are going to be there for a long time. More significantly, people will always use them against you. This is something that cannot be avoided. In either case, Meghan was either extremely anxious at that specific interview, meeting, or speech, or she merely had a natural body function that caused her to feel anxious. But it has turned out to be a disaster for her. There has been a great deal of noise, tears, yelling, and quiet for Prince Harry as a result of this. Aren't we all aware of it at this point? He's an embarrassment to his family and his country. Certainly, we don't want him over here across the pond either. Clearly, it started well until they couldn't get their own way. They got sulky and left. They are making a fool of themselves and getting involved with things they know nothing about. They can't even dress themselves appropriately, bright as tar. Duller than lead, even more dense than a brick. Bless her itty-bitty little old heart. And I'm not too crazy about him myself. What can I say? If Meghan listened to the royal women when they tried to help her, she'd have known how to dress for all occasions. Countries and seasons, tough. You reap what you sow, even a traitor. It is obvious that this occurred prior to the former well-known individual known as Prince Harry, who was accompanied by Meghan Markle. It's a little bit like the Laurel and Hardy thing, you know, where the fat one has a go, and the skinny one ends up tearing his hair out and says, "Did I get it wrong again?" And I don't know about you, but that always makes me grin a little bit. I don't know whether you feel the same way, and other like things, according to the truth. I don't know whether Harry knows full well what he's doing, or whether he's too dim to realize he's being used by all sorts of people. I think it is important when the king needs to do something to appease the public. The duo are embarrassing the family so much. Yes, King Charles needs to make them pay taxes, or they need to stop using the titles. They are making a joke out of the tradition. If the king has no power to remove the titles, it must be done by an act of parliament. So parliament has to do, and should ASAP. Exactly. They are an embarrassment to the UK, not just their family. Remove the titles, but can say that really, the only person she's embarrassing is herself, and maybe Harry. If these two grifters carry on embarrassing the British royal family, and there are no consequences, then the taxpayers will want to do away with the British royal family, monarchy, and institution. That's why I say King Charles and Parliament need to do something drastic to get the titles them, as they are making a mockery of the British royal family and monarchy. Zero sympathy for Harry especially. He is the one who should have stopped this from the beginning. Shame on you. Maybe Harry thinks she is hot, but in fact, I don't think she was or is. She used her bedroom skills on Harry. He was not thinking with his brain. Well, what he had left with all the excessive use of drugs. He was thinking with his nether regions. Once again, why is everyone so afraid of this woman? She is a D-list cable actress who even failed as a royal duchess. I see no superpower, just a grifter. Pretty sure she has a lot of dirt on Harry and Andrew from her Soho and yacht days, probably a lot on Beatrice and Eugenie as well, because of her strong black magic makes people scared of her. She probably does, but no one believes a word she says, so they really don't have much to fear. And they probably also have a lot of dirt on her. She does have a shady past. On the other hand, I marvel at the unctuous praise heaped on her fashion by the fashion media. These are alternate universes. D-class actress is very generous. I would have said Z-class actress, she can't act at all. Imagine a millionaire traveling around the world and being treated as royalty, claiming he's a victim. How ridiculous and hypocritical is that? Moreover, imagine a country that would use its own taxpayer money to invite an ex-royal and his former cable TV actress wife, who only had a bit role, over. Even worse when the victims demand royal accommodations. Imagine someone watching a video about Meghan Markle's clothing stains and making a comment about victimhood instead. How silly is that? Anyway, no sympathy for either of them. Harry's wife having a tantrum. Harry, you chose this, so deal with it. You are living the life you deserve, not the life you wanted. Do you think that he's finally becoming aware of what he married? What Meghan wants, Meghan gets. Seems to be stinging a little. True, Harry chose her. Yet because of that, the royal family and so many others have to be subjected to her nonsense. Meghan is self-absorbed, crude and rude. Harry is awkward at times, yet at least he overall conducts himself with poise and genuine care when he's out on his social outings. I agree with what some have commented, that the royal family should remove Meghan's titles, yet out of the love of Harry's royal relations. This is what took on behind the scenes between Meghan and Harry regarding that. Now, some people could say that the Colombia tour was a little bit of a disaster, consistently really pleasant. I don't think that will happen, yet one can only hold out for hope. Maybe no menopause after a hysterectomy. She'll have been put on hormone replacements. I'm sure he never anticipated a life where he's responsible for making certain his wife is camera ready. How ridiculous. The born royal is in charge of the actress's appearance. If that woman ever admits fault for anything, I believe I'd faint in disbelief. Of course, and she looked a bit shiny about the face, too, to be honest. Not necessarily menopause. It's hot there. I'd be sweating, but I wouldn't be caught wearing a shiny pair of lounge pants. Lol. This is why you never see the real royal family ladies in the same embarrassing position. They wear clothes with extra lining under the armpits to soak up any sweat. And I know Princess Catherine followed Our Late Majesty's dress code by ensuring that her dress hems don't rise or blow up to show her legs when it's breezy. It's called decorum, but Olmegzi doesn't know what that is. A good antiperspiration would solve the underarm problem. At least, she seems not to have learned about antiperspirants, and I understand people not wanting to use them. However, when you're in the public eye, it might be a good idea to use them, just for that event, or photo shoot. IZO don't wear shiny silk-like fabrics in the heat. Cottons and fabrics that are less clingy and cooler would make so much more sense. The problem is, Meghan has never managed her wardrobe very well, despite her spending thousands on ill-fitting and inappropriate outfits. What about you? Do you agree with my opinions and views? Please share with me and everyone in the comments section. Thank you for watching our videos. I look forward to receiving your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. Goodbye and see you again. You have a feeling that you are in the money, don't you? This is similar to the situation in which Meghan and Harry are in Colombia. Obviously, they believed that they were in the money. In addition, when you take everything into consideration, it is obvious that things got off to a somewhat unsuccessful beginning. On the other hand, when you think about it, you do kind of believe that this is the difficulty that you have when these trips are not put together in a professional manner. And, you know, the thing that occurs with the British monarchy is that they give a lot of attention to who you are going to meet, what you are going to dress, and all of that kind of things. In this specific situation, I feel a little bit sorry for none other than the erstwhile well-known as the Duchess of Sussex. This is simply due to the fact that this is the second time that anything like this has occurred again in the public arena. She came from the encounter, regrettably, shall we say, with a few marks beneath her. Well, pullover, sweater, or whatever you people call it, throughout the world. If you recall what happened, it was a long time ago when they were visiting the magnificent Canada House, which is located just off Trafalgar Square. In addition, it appears that this resulted in a breakdown of some kind behind the scenes, when Meghan was at the recent event and then stood up to have her picture taken. Unfortunately, she got a little bit warm on her stomach, and another area which is picked up by the media all over the world. This has happened behind the scenes as well, with tears and screaming and anger because it is unfortunate that she was wearing caramel, whatever you want to call it. I am aware that I am not a fashionista. On the other hand, as I mentioned before, I have a little amount of sympathy for Prince Harry because she disappeared behind the scenes. Obviously, it has been erased from the official images, and other similar things have also been done on them. Anyway, let me know if you feel satisfied with Meghan's bitter ending. If so, comment number 1.